Hello everyone and welcome! My name is Jeff and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic. And the fun thing that we are trying to do today is we are playing Persistent Adaptation. There's so many names I could have given this one because this deck is everywhere. Just so you know, this is everywhere. But it's been working so well for me and it's so fun. So I am really excited to bring this to you guys first off. So first off, what we're trying to do is Arcane Adaptation. Arcane Adaptation, 3 converted mana cost enchantment, 2 and a blue. As it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. Creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. So anything you own that's not on the battlefield also has that. It actually does work if they take. Okay, it's only if you control it, so not cards you own. So anything that's in your graveyard, in your hand, anything like that. So what we're trying to do is first off we have Persistent Petitioners. Sorry, it's kind of hidden by my face there. I know it's ugly. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, we can see it. So 2 converted mana costs, 1 and 3 Human Advisor. Tap 1, you can put top card of your library into the graveyard. Tap 4 untapped advisors you control. Target player puts the top 12 cards of their library into the graveyard, and a deck can have as many of this card as it wants. So like there's been a lot of decks that have been playing like 20 of these. You probably have run into them here and there, and not a lot of people have been doing it because it's not a great way to really play. It's kind of memey, whatever. And with this deck, I feel like the way that I have it built right now is a little bit memey as well. Like I would probably change it up a little bit, but this is another win condition that is really legitimate. So what we're trying to do with this deck is just make a ton of bodies with Tendershoot Dryad, Biogenic Ooze, March of the Multitudes, as well as just our Lana Warrels and everything like that, like to kind of ramp up so we'd have a lot of creatures. And then we have our Persistent Petitioner. As long as we get one out with an Arcane Adaptation on Advisor, then we can start tapping down. Hopefully we have 8 creatures. We can start milling 24 cards a turn, which is pretty good. As long as we have one of these guys out. So that is one thing. We do have to at least have one Persistent Petitioner because this ability doesn't have to just tap itself. It just says tap 4 untapped advisors. So as long as we have this guy out and enough advisors to tap down, we start milling them away. And so we can do some really fun, crazy things with this deck. With that, we also the one thing with this though is that that's not the only goal with this deck. So I am going to say that right away because I know like with this I'm not trying to just make a deck that's all built around one mechanic. I tend to like to build multiple win cons into a deck because I feel like that actually makes it more legitimate. I don't think that this is something that is like, it's a little too slow for the format right now. I think that burn can just kill this guy. You know, there's so many things going to happen, but if you add that same type of thing, you know, what if you had multiple Arcane Adaptations? So if you have 2 out on the battlefield, you know, first off, we're going to try to get the advisors on the first one, but we can also just name everything as Ooze, and all of a sudden, everything's getting a counter at the end of our turn as long as we have one Biogenic Ooze. If we duplicate it or have another one, then we are starting to get 2 counters every turn on everything, and it just gets out of the hand really quick. We have March of the Multitudes to create many creatures for our advisors or for our Oozes, or turn them all into Saprolings, and they get +2/+2 as long as we have City's Blessing. So there's some really fun things we can do with this deck, as well as just you know, Arcane Adaptation or Quasi Duplicate. You know, our Knight of Autumns to make sure that we're gaining enough life against burn. Like I'm actually noticing this deck is pretty good. We don't have as much interaction as I probably like, so I think I would tweak around a couple things. Maybe drop 1 or 2 March of Multitudes for Carnage Tyrant, a couple other things. But I am trying to build this deck right now so that we can actually have a chance to get Persistent Petitioners out. We also have Unbreakable Formation, which is our other win condition where we can just, you know, instant speed, lay down a bunch of March of the Multitude tokens on the next turn. We put a counter on everything. They're indestructible. We can swing in. The other thing too is like once we have our Persistent Petitioner down, one of our biggest issues is having it die or having a board wipe destroy everything. And so what we're trying to do is have a little bit of protection there as well. Hexproof would kind of work, but I'm more worried about a board wipe at that point because we still have win conditions even if this dies. So we can instant speed just give all our creatures indestructible. So anyway, there's a lot of fun things we can do with this deck. I think it does work out pretty well. We have a little less interaction than I would like, but I'm trying to make it work for our goals here for this deck. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play about 3 to 4 games. If I don't get this one off, I'm sorry guys, I do have a family at home, and right now with YouTube I'm making like $2 an hour, and so spending 5 hours on this doesn't make sense for me. So that's how it works, but I am going to try to make this do whatever I can in these next videos. And so anyway, here we go. Wish me luck. Alright, against Timrick. Bring it on, Timrick. Or Time Reich. I don't know. All right, so Hallowed Fountain, this is looking okay. We don't have any of our green, though. I think we absolutely have to have green to really make this deck work. So I'm going to mulligan this. Man, I'm going to mulligan again. Ugh. I mean, I have to keep this, I guess. All right, Llanowar on top. So we can just start, like, quasi-duplicating Llanowar and, like, hopefully hit something quickly. Like, we could win a game just by doing that. So let's hope that that's what happens. But yeah, so let's forest first. I don't want to spend life just yet if we don't have to. I'm actually, you know what? I should have breeding pooled into Hinterland Harbor there. So that was a misplay. I could have quasi-duplicated to try to ramp up. So yeah, definitely a misplay there. Play the breeding pool tap, pass the turn. I even told you what I wanted to do, and I didn't do it. So having the 3 colors with a lot of quasi-duplicate is pretty land demanding or mana demanding, as well as so is, oh man, all this land. Well, I am going to go ahead and quasi-duplicate here. I mean, it feels like getting something out, but like the chance to get a little bit more mana is actually good, and having more bodies on the battlefield is what we need for this deck to actually work. And so, I mean, I guess that's what we do. Yep, they swing in. No blocks. Yep, I'm surprised they didn't swing in with more. They could have done some more stuff there. All right, so Forest, Tendershoot Dryad. All right, we also are getting a little bit closer to Ascend. So now, no attacks. So now we start having some more blockers, and we can actually start... they have to deal with our board. They might have a something to remove him here. Conclave Tribunal, that's the word. All right, swinging in, swinging in, swinging in. With a lot of stuff. I think I'm actually just going to take my beats this turn. We have the quasi-duplicate. Oh, man. Hiller's Hawk is what's going to be painful. So, do I risk them having some sort of pump spell? Like, if they have charge or whatever? Alright, block. I'm guessing the swinging with Lifelink is just to grow the Pride Mate, so that's fine. Yep, make him a very big guy. Alright, Arcane Adaptation actually is really fun here. So, Hinterland Harbor. So we quasi-duplicate first, just to make sure I'm tapping the right mana sources here. On Tendershoot Dryad. Discard Temple Garden. Yes, submit. Alright, and I'm actually going to put this on Saprolings now. So everything becomes a Saproling. So on Saproling. So now everything gets +4/+4. I guess these guys only get +2/+2, but well, actually it just gives Saproling, so it doesn't give it to itself, and so not bad. And now we say no attacks, and now we're going to be growing a few more Saprolings each turn that are all very big. So this is what you can do with Arcane Adaptation outside of just the persistent petitioner side of things. And we are very low. Like, we had 3 turns with this Hiller's Hawk, so we need to find an answer or a way to gain life or something soon. March of Multitudes would be great. Actually, we don't even have white mana. I actually just discarded it, so... Oops. I think I had to play that Hinterland Harbor to make that play, though, last turn. Maybe a little bit greedy. Yep, swings in for 2. We have to start going aggressive. Start swinging in for lots and lots. Alright, yeah, create some guys. It's going to be close. Oh, man. If we draw white mana... Do we even have a chance? Oh, man. All right, so all attack. I'm going to hold back these guys. They would absolutely trade off there, and it hurts us quite a lot. So, swing in. Next turn, we have to swing with them. So, and we do still have enough blockers, right? We're going to create 2 more guys. Yeah, so we should be fine. Yep. This is going to be close. I'm trying to do the math. So they're letting through 10 damage now. They go down to 25. We need 5 creatures to get through next turn. And we hope they don't have a silhouette for one of these guys. because we have to swing in with them, I believe. So yeah, create some more guys. Now, we do keep a lot more people here as well, so. But I mean, Arcane Adaptation, I think, goes in a Tendershoot Dryad deck. Like, the biggest issue is board wipes or anything like that. Like, when all of a sudden you no longer have the Tendershoot Dryad to really be giving the value there. But, I mean, our March of the Multitude guys would be huge. Like, if we had white mana, man, maybe I played a little bit too greedy there. But I didn't know March was coming, and we actually need 2 white symbols anyway, so. Ooh, another Tendershoot Dryad actually, I think, gives us victory here. So I believe that gives us the win, because everything gets massive. And the first strike really won't matter, so I am going to swing in with these ones. They're tapped down, so 11 attackers, 4 blockers. They gain a little bit of life, but that should be victory with 7/7s and such. So, yeah. Down to 2 life, and I think we're pulling it off. So, yeah, blocking all the... They actually aren't blocking all the biggest ones. Which... I mean, it really won't matter here. I believe we're good. Oh man, that's loud. Oh, this deck is awesome. Yep, I love it. I love it a lot. Alrighty, we are up against Boku Seru, and we're gonna see. I wanted to get a few more games in because man, we're gonna keep this. We have the colors we need and everything. It's a little bit slow with 2 tapped lands here, but let's get down Hinterland Harbor, pass the turn. So yeah, Llanowar into Incubation Druid is not bad. If we have an untapped land, we can just Incubation Druid right away. All right, so Sun Petal Grove, Llanowar, pass the turn. And I mean, with the amount of ramp we have, if we draw any more lands, as long as they're not more tapped lands, we're in decent shape. What is this deck? What are they playing here? All right, well, Incubation Druid and no attacks, pass the turn. So if we draw land, we have Biogenic Ooze next turn. Draconic Disciple. So is this dragons of some sort? All right, so we are going to play this untapped, pay the 2 life, Biogenic Ooze, and this actually gives us a pretty big March of the Multitudes with Arcane Adaptation next turn. So I think what we do is we untap. Ooh, Nakia the Old Ways. Ooh. This is going to be spicy, like a massive Banefire. They might just be able to kick with. Ooh. Does Quasi-Duplicate change our plan here? Alright, so 1 tap for blue. Quasi-Duplicate. Biogenic Ooze. And we can still March Multitudes for like 3. Alright, let's just Incubation Druid number 2. And no attacks, I guess. Create some big guys. It's going to take a lot of damage for them to like kill any of these as well. So I mean, they have a handful of cards and Nakia the Old Ways down, with not a lot of lands, which is at least nice. Because only the lands double up, not the creature mana here. But a Palaka Worm is still big. But we can actually handle that. Like, I'm not terribly worried about that right now. So, do we Arcane Adaptation first, actually? We could actually just do quite a bit of stuff just on this next turn. We have, oh, man. The thing with Arcane Adaptation is it turns on our Incubation Druids, and so we can actually do a lot of stuff here. So, let's do it. So, on Ooze. So, let's go with Ooze. So that'll turn these guys on this turn. We actually can Unbreakable Formation. Oh man, that taps them down though. So we'll save that for being able to be unblockable here. We could... We're just going to pass the turn. Man, there's so many options of what we could do. Because we could Quasi-Duplicate. We could, I want to get just a massive board, March of the Multitudes down here. We're going to see if this guy goes for a while. So maybe I'm going to play this one through, see if we can find a petitioner and maybe another adaptation. But I mean, this is fun as well. Like, this is also really, really fun. All right, end raise Forerunners. That resolves, that's fine. Yep, resolve. All right, see if they go attacking at all. They might swing in with a 9/9. All right, so what we do here, I believe, is we are just going to March the Multitude. So we can tap for 6. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So X8. Oh, come on. It didn't let me do it. Oh, that's a bummer. So I ran out of time because I miscounted how much we had for March of Multitudes there, which is a bummer. Which, I mean, actually, it might have actually hurt us a lot more anyway because everything had trample, so it actually would have killed us there. So glad I didn't do it that way. Let's just go ahead and make a board full of stuff now. Why don't we? So let's go ahead and let's just quasi-duplicate this. Get rid of Night of Autumn. Yep, submit. And now March. All right, so we have 9 4/4s over here that are all lifelink, which isn't bad. You know, of the things that could go wrong, that's a pretty good thing. All right, so end raise Forerunners is good. I mean, he's doing a lot of really cool stuff. It's just, it says, yeah, other creatures you control. All right, so yeah, we will. We're gonna block and kill all these things. Why don't we? So block 3 there, block 2 there, block a couple here. Why don't we? And kill these guys and kill that guy. Block, gain some life. Just a little bit, I think, is what we're going to gain here. Man, I really want Persistent Petitioner. If we draw Persistent, we don't have the Advisor thing here, though. So, yeah, opponent does scoop it up. But man, the deck is working. I'm going to go one more game for Persistent Petitioner. I want to make it happen, but I'm going to call it after this one because, again, I have to record like 4 more decks tonight and everything. So anyway, one more. All right, against Bows. Bring it on, Bows. And let's see if we can even find our Petitioners this time. Llanowar Elves. Do we have a second mana source here? Ooh, man, this is so greedy. I'm going to keep it because I'm greedy and I'm going first and I'm paying life and it's going to get shocked and I'm going to be devastated. But otherwise, I get a Night of Autumn on turn 2 or maybe an Incubation Druid. That would be amazing. He has Unpunished. Oh, man, that's awesome. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, let's put some counters on that fella. And 4/3 on turn 2 is not bad. Of course, so much removal just takes care of it nowadays that it doesn't even matter. All right, well, let's go to combat, swinging in here. Yep, takes the 4, Hollowed Fountain. Do I want to get Arcane Adaptation down? Oh, man. So the smart thing to do is to play it on one of these guys, for one of these guys right now. We can maybe pay the 2 life. So pay the 2 life, Arcane Adaptation. It's smart to play it on either Tender Dryad or Ooze. I'm going to go for Advisor because I'm feeling it this time. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. which means I probably am going to go for Tendershoot Dread over the Ooze just to try to get more tokens out, which will mean we can get more March of Multitudes. And then as soon as we just top deck that Petitioner, and maybe I should be running more than 4 for this as well. I feel like it's. I would hate to run into a bunch of them in my opening hand though. Like I want one. Like I just want to run into one and kind of play around it, drop it at the right time. Right now we want land into Petitioner. I think that's the best play right here. All right, so opponent's going to start swinging in with these Vampers. And we are a little bit lower here, so yeah, no blocks. I mean, we are winning the race technically. Land, no land. All right, well, let's just keep this guy. We can just as a blocker. We can't just destroy Artifact or Enchantment, yeah, so let's just destroy that. I mean, that sets up so much stuff for their deck. Alright, go to combat and swing in. Down to 11 past the turn. Call to the feast. Alright, land. We want land. Give me land. Unbreakable formation, huh? Well, we could just block a big swing in by them with unbreakable formation. Is it better just to get more stuff now? We could swing in for quite a bit of damage. Like they might actually need to block here. But this is mostly to kind of keep our board safer. We can put down 3 creatures and swing in with those next turn. So we're going to pass the turn. And this actually gets us closer towards the advisor plan. Like if we, yeah, all right, fine. All right, call to the feast again. All right, they're going to swing in. And I think we're actually not going to block too much. All right, so they don't swing in. So March of the Multitudes X3. Alright, so X3 gets some fellas here. Breeding Pool, oh man. Alright, so Breeding Pool, pay the 2 life. And I actually think I want some more actual blockers here, and Ooze gives me, well, actually, you know what, Tendershoot Dryad. Tendershoot Dryad's great. So Tendershoot Dryad. No attacks. I feel like Tendershoot Dryad just, I mean, having it out more turns is better. So the more turns I can possibly have with it is awesome. Biogenic Ooze has more value on the turn it's played, and it continues to grow, and it has a lot of value, but just not quite the same Tendershoot Dryad has. I feel like they're very equal cards, but if I had to rank one above the other, it would probably be Tendershoot Dryad by like this much. At the same time, though, it gets removed. It's the removal hits it very easily, so it's so close. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Is it Biogenic Ooze or Tendershoot Dryad? So we have this on Advisor. So we are going to try to keep getting. Oh man, go for Advisor, please. I mean, we could just win, but we're going to Biogenic Ooze and make this even more insane. To where. I mean, if he has Akaya's destruction here. Alright, enters tapped. And no attacks. I swear, he's going to have Akaya's destruction thing, and our life is going to stink. If we find another Arcane Adaptation, then we just start putting Oozes or Saprolings, and life is great. Call to the feast, man. This guy, I mean, he has a big board. Like, it actually is dangerous. Like, we can't swing in and just straight up win. Unbreakable Formation gives it to us, but ooh, and with Incubation Druid, and we get, yeah, okay, now we just win, I think. Man. Alright, create another Ooze. I'm going to play it slow this time. I want to find the Petitioner. If I find Petitioner, we just immediately mill his entire deck, because we have plenty of stuff to do that with. So yeah, that's the goal right now, is just a mill. Oh man, these guys are going insane with the tokens. And another Radiant Destiny. Whoo, man. Like, they're playing well. I think that they can't let us go too many more turns, otherwise there's no... Oh, we're going to keep playing. All right, so Hinterland Harbor. We're actually just going to pass the turn. We can do this instant speed, as well as maybe just Incubation Druid here. But yeah, so I guess I should have done it because then it gets more counters on him, but meh, whatever. I kind of want to hold up Unbreakable Formation just in case. Ooh, Elenda. Ooh. Alright, Elenda, that actually is really spicy. So now they might swing in just because they can get them all back. Alright, so let's create one Ooze. Why not? Alright. Pass. Alright, so now we are going to block. That's fine. Alright, so block there. We might have left one of them alive, but... so now we can Unbreakable Formation. They're choosing which ones are which here. Which one hits first. And then we Unbreakable Formation. It might just cause a scoop. I mean, Elenda's going to get big, and it gains a lot of life. But, I mean, we just stay really big. So, yeah, all of our stuff is indestructible. We do gain some life, because all of our life linkers block and stuff. Oh, we left one alive. Alright. Elenda's going to get a million, 12 counters on her. Which now, I mean, is awesome. Like, it really is really cool. We can swing in and win, though, is the big issue. Even if they gain however much life. But we're gonna try to mill them out. Okay, Arcane Adaptation. Now we put that on Ooze. Yep, Ooze. Alright, create an Ooze. No attacks. Alright. It's mean, but I'm wanting to play this one out as long as we possibly can. Alright, so... I mean, opponent does have a ton of life. Like, that is one thing here, is that they have massive amounts of life. And as soon as we top deck that Petitioner, we actually need to gain some life back now. That is important. Which I think waiting a couple more turns to let these guys get bigger is what we want to do. So we're actually just going to let them gain life. That's fine. So just block with a... here, we'll just block here. There we go. Block. It doesn't have trample, right? Yeah, so just block. I actually don't want him to get a massive board. Having it just be a 4/4 is actually better for us at this point, because him getting life is kind of negligible at this point. Like, we really could swing in and win, I think, at any point. Alright, well, tapped. Yeah, Ooze. Ooze. No attacks, pass the turn. We have so many good draws. So the Sanctum Seeker, we do have to make sure this we don't lose to Sanctum Seeker. That's probably one of our biggest things. So we're going to have to swing in with these guys at some point. I'm hoping that we get either a big March of the Multitudes, which would be just kind of game over. I mean, it already, like, we're already in such a great spot. Like, really, we can probably do pretty close to enough damage. But I want to get a Petitioner. I just want to mill them out so bad. They're down to 41 cards. Ixalan's Binding is going to hit the Ooze. Yep, that's fine. Our guys have a lot of counters on them, though, at this point, so it stops them from growing anymore. All right, they swing in. I'll probably just start trading off some of these life linkers now. So gain some life back. And we have some turns to wait. I think if we, I mean, the higher they go, the further we are from actually having a chance against stopping them in their plan. But, all right, Incubation Druid. Adapt you. Why don't we? And no attacks. Yep, create some more sapperlings. It might be worth killing Alinda here soon. Alright, Ixalan's Binding, taking Tendershoot Dryad is bad. Man, if they just keep finding all this stuff, I mean, what we're looking for is a petitioner. We have this advisor, so we have 4 in the deck. I was debating on going up to more, but as long as they're not swinging with a lot, we just are going to block here. That's totally fine. As long as we're gaining life, we're good. We can't play any Oozes or Dryads anymore, though, which is a bummer. We can't actually get him back with the Knight of Autumn. Land! Why all the land? Alright, pass the turn. We're going to wait it out. I'm going to make this happen. It is going to happen. We're going to mill him out. Call to the feast, yep. They're going to have a... I don't know why they're actually not swinging with more. We're going to keep our lifelinker around one more time here. Maybe we do go ahead and block. If we kill this, then Sanctum Seeker kills us. And so we can't let that happen. So we just block with the 1/1s. So yeah, just block. Yep, up to 109. They're going to keep doing this. Oh my gosh. More land. Yep. Pass the turn. Yep, swings in. We lose a life. We block. Apparently we need some card draw. Maybe like Dawn of Hope or something. I don't know. Well, March of Multitudes is fun. Pass the turn. Let me start counting. The timer doesn't actually let me play this. Like, that's the issue. Is that I can't actually do it in time. No, give me time, give me time. I played it. Okay, I played it. Alright, well. Now we have ways to gain some life back. Alright, just block. We could have played it for so much more, but it doesn't actually give me time to do that. So that's a little frustrating because you have to tap all of the Convoke ones each. I have drawn so many lands in a row. And I know a lot of people have been saying that this happens, which is kind of frustrating. So no attacks. We are safest as long as they aren't swinging in with everything. If they get more vampires, we need to fear a little bit. So we can... I'm going to just keep gaining as much life as we can each turn. Well, we're up to 15. 15 is a safe spot. Alright, Arcane Adaptation doesn't really do much at all. We're gonna put it down on Sapperlings. I should have held on to it just in case they found an answer for the one with Advisor. Yeah, no attacks. So this is what the deck could look like. I mean, if we had the Oozes, the Tendershoot Dryad, a couple other things here. I mean, he's going to keep going in like this, and he is going to win unless we find the Petitioner here. So we block. We have 4 Petitioners to find. No card draw to really find them. So that could be an issue with this deck. But we're playing this one out. I am going to make this one happen. Unbreakable Formation. Alright, pass the turn. This is actually a way that we can just gain a lot of life as well. We can just block with all these guys, make him indestructible. Twilight Prophet is bad. Alright, so we are going to block with a bunch of stuff this time. So, alright, so we block with all of these guys. We play Unbreakable Formation. I know it probably would have been better just to put counters on them and everything like that, but this is a way that we gain a lot of life quickly. We go, and it still keeps Alinda alive, but it just gives us more turns. With the board as it is, they have the Twilight Prophet. We still keep Alinda alive. We go up to 30, and we have plenty of turns to kind of... Oh, man. All right, well, March of Multitude just takes so long. And like, I'm kind of glad that he thinks that he has a chance to win this one. That's what I want to have happen. And, like, really, he does. Like, we're actually now at the point where... we can lose. So, alright, yeah, so block with 1. Do we hold on to March of Multitudes just in case we find petitioners as well? Because that is another way that, like, if they do clear the board somehow. So we're just going to hold on to it now, actually, because that's another way that we can actually ensure victory. All right, well, Sun Petal Grove, pass the turn. Oh, my goodness. Playing this one out. All the way, my friend. Yep, Queen's Commission. So them getting a bigger board is actually very bad for us because Sanctum Seeker can eventually be an issue. They have to get to where they can kill us in one turn though. So they keep swinging with Twilight Prophet, I'm guessing. They actually don't swing with Twilight Prophet. That's fine. All right, so we're just going to keep doing this. I'm going to try to play this a little quicker, so I might speed up through this until I find Petitioner. All right, let's get another Knight of Autumn, why don't we? Discarding March of the Multitudes. Yeah, we could have had a ton of them, but I feel like getting... Yeah, so another Knight of Autumn, destroy target artifact, Ixalan's Binding. We got it! We got Persistent Petitioners! We did it! We win the game! We win the game! Yes! Alright, so we made it happen. So let's go ahead and tap down 4 advisors. Target you. Yeah, that's important. Yep, submit those 4. And this is instant speed, so no matter what, we just mill them out here. So let's go ahead and do it again. Tap 4 more. Target you. Tap a few more guys. Why not? Submit. Yes, we made it happen. I mean, we would have won so long before, but let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll just mill you out a little bit more. Target you. Target some of our guys. Submit. And do we have the game? Yes, we do. Next. Yes, pass turn. Just skip the turn. Yeah, put counters on, create saplings, all those things, blah, blah, blah. They go to draw step. Yes, yes, yes. They draw for Twilight Prophet, and it's game. We did it. We did it. Yes. Oh, he's trying to make everything happen. Oh, man. I wish I could say thank you. Like, thank you is what I need to be saying in this one. Like, thank you, Bose, so very much. Like, for letting me play that out, because that was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.